How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Manor Lords, and welcome back to our new settlement of Goldhoff. Goldhoff? I don't know if the H in there is like a hard, I don't know if I'm gonna go with Goldhoff because it's a little bit easier to pronounce. Things are going okay. I think we might want to look into a little bit more in the way of logistics. We have 2 oxen right now. They are both unassigned, so they're just moving things around, but it might not be a bad idea to maybe have one of them assigned to the logging camp. Honestly, having another one assigned to the saw pit is probably not a bad idea. And then we will need to go in and get ourselves another stable and then get more oxen in here because we do need to have some unassigned for the sake of logistics. So basically what I've just done is a little bit silly given that I'm trying to make things better for logistics, but that's okay. We can get this thing. Actually, we can't build this thing because I don't have any oxen free to build it. So we're going to take you out of there and we're going to build ourselves maybe a few more stables and hitching posts and things like that just before I get a little bit too carried away here. That might not be the worst idea to just get a few more of these guys. We'll go for one right there as well, just so that we're nicely covered, and hopefully that won't take too long to build. Now, what I'd like to do, I mentioned right at the end of the last episode, what I'd like to do is come out here and get myself a mining pit, because if we build a mining pit right about here, we can start to get ourselves some clay, and we can use that clay to make roof tiles, and then we can use those roof tiles to upgrade the church, which is going to let me get some level 3 burgage plots. If I can get some level 3 burgage plots, well, then I can go ahead and start to make some armor, and that's sort of the goal of Goldhoff, is to make some armor, and I think that'll be very exciting. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if that works out. I'm also kind of thinking that I want to maybe bring some roads kind of out this way from my my other region, because I think that's kind of interesting. So we'll go to about there so that we have that connection straight through. We do have a connection down here already, which I think is pretty cool. So we have some ways for people to walk back and forth, which I think is really nice. I actually really like the fact that you can build across your own borders and make these different little connections. I think it's just a really cool little detail. Completely unnecessary because I don't think anyone actually uses these roads, but there's something about it. There's just, I mean, in theory, I guess it means that you could sort of create one giant looking town, right? You would have the border to deal with, but I think it'd be neat. I think it'd be really interesting to try that, but maybe that's something we can do in a future series is what I'm thinking. Now, let's make this thing a nice high priority. We have 6 unassigned families right now, so let's get people working. We have space in the granary for 2. We have space for 6 of them, but I'm going to put 2 in there. We'll get another one into the storehouse because I think that's going to be a good idea. The trading post is fine. The tavern's doing just all right. The malt house is probably all right as well. The foresters are working down here to plant these trees. I'm going to let them sort of continue to do their thing. Although it's very tempting, as it always is, to build another forester and just have them be there for the aesthetics of everything. Which honestly I might do. I know it's such a waste and it is so unnecessary, but I do like having my, you know, a dense tree line around everything. I think it just looks great. So I think I might do it. I'm just going to put another forester right there, and we'll have this one be for the aesthetics. We'll have this one be for the function, and that'll be perfectly fine. That's going to be my goal. Now, do we actually have anyone coming out here right now? That's going to be the real question. I don't see anyone coming out here. I don't see any oxen coming out this way, which is a little bit of a pain, but hopefully that'll change in the not too distant future. We've got these. Oh, there he is. All right. Wait, no, you're going to the, okay. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted you to prioritize. Oh, it is a high priority. Never mind. That is apparently what I wanted you to prioritize. That's perfectly fine. Let's not worry too much about that. Hopefully we'll get this built. I can go ahead and get myself another oxen, and again, the whole thing I want to do today is logistics and level 3 burgage plots. That is my very simple goal. So we'll get ourselves an ox, we'll assign a family, we'll upgrade this in that order, and we'll see how that goes. And just like that, the mining pit's done as well. So let's immediately get someone assigned to this so that we're bringing clay out of the ground. And we are going to need to get ourselves a clay furnace as well. Now, the clay furnace, I think, can go, I guess, right next to this guy. I'm guessing this is sort of going to be my industrial space for now. This guy's probably going to go, I mean, it is going to go away eventually because we're not going to need clay for forever, but we're going to need it for the time being. So we'll have this be our little industrial space and that'll be all right. Is this coming along? It isn't. That's fine. Shouldn't take too long to build that forester once everything else is up and going. And we do have room for 51 families. So I mentioned logistics and I mentioned clay. That's obviously, that is a priority, but I also really urgently need to make sure that people are not starving to death, because there is a definite possibility that with 51 families, they will. Now, the hope is that with the larger vegetable gardens and with the larger orchards, that we have a larger amount of vegetables and apples respectively coming out of both of those, but there's no guarantee that my gamble here is going to pay off. And that's sort of the problem, right? That's sort of the concern, is that I'm definitely gambling here, and it's maybe not a good gamble. This might backfire. And I'm starting to see that if I'm wrong, so just to clarify, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I mentioned in the last episode that having burgage plots basically with 2 families still only require the needs of like 1 family. Basically, a burgage plot generates the needs rather than the families within the burgage plot. So a single burgage plot, for example, could potentially need, I don't know, 10 food per month, right? The burgage plot needs that, not the families. So if you have 2 families, the plot still only needs so much. It doesn't need 20, it still only needs 10. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's a thing. I've seen people talking about this. I've seen YouTube shorts mentioning this. I've seen it on Twitter. I'm assuming there's some truth to it. I don't know if it works. I didn't really read into it. I just saw the headlines. I did the thing that everyone does on social media and on Reddit. I read the headline. I didn't look for any further context, and I am right there. I'm diving right in, and it might be the worst thing that I do. But I'm willing to go through with this gamble because it could be fun. It could be dangerous. It could be interesting. I really have no idea. I just full send is what I'm doing, and I really deeply might live to regret it. And I mean, that's the reality of it. I will live to regret it. My people will starve to death if I'm wrong. So they won't live to regret it. They'll all die of starvation and probably regret my decision, but you know, it's probably fine. Oh no, that was actually kind of quick. We're up to 25 roof tiles already, which should mean that I absolutely can go ahead and upgrade the church, which, I mean, once that's done, we're hopefully going to have some level 3 burgage plots. We already have everything else that we need. We just need 3 level 3 burgage plots, and we are good to go with armor making, which I'm absolutely here for. Now, do I have anyone working in the bloomery right now? I do not. So let's immediately start getting people in there. In fact, do I want to do 2 of them? I don't know if I need to do 2 of them. In terms of materials, we have got a bit of iron ore. We have some iron slabs. But I think, given that we have 1,500 regional wealth, what I'm going to do, that's the tavern, not the trading post. What I'm going to do is go in here, go to construction, go to materials. I'm going to say that we're not going to export the iron ore anymore, and that instead we're going to start exporting the iron slabs. And I think we'll go for a surplus here of, I'm going to say maybe 10 really is kind of all we need in terms of surplus. I think we can establish that trade route just to be pretty good. We're importing barley. We didn't get a trade route for that, so we'll establish that trade route as well, just because we can. And I think what we'll do is bring the surplus and barley up to 15, since we have a little bit more money, and we do stand to make a little bit more money now. And then eventually the goal is going to be to start exporting things like mail armor for, you know, 8 gold a pop, 6 for the helmets, 8 for the plate armor. We'll be in a good spot, assuming the deep mining thing works, which again, this is depleting. It looks like it's depleting. Actually, I think the number's going down, but I don't know if the orange bar around the outside's going down anymore. We might actually be okay. That might actually work. Oh, and any second now, we should and do have our small stone church. So that should mean that some of you guys absolutely are ready to go to level 3. We'll get those 3 upgraded right there, which is all we need to do for the next level for Gold Off, which is very exciting. We're also up to 50 out of a possible 57 families here, so it is starting to fill up a little bit. We're doing okay in terms of food. I'd like to be doing better, but we're starting to see apples come in as well, which is absolutely amazing news. So if we can keep that up, especially given that this is maybe the first or second, I think this is probably the first year that these guys have been harvested. So this is only going to get better, basically, is what I'm getting at. This is only going to get better. Our food supplies should keep us going for a really nice long time. It also looks like these are being built so quickly. And also, this is the other reason I wanted to do the double plots, because when you have the double plots, the level 3 burgage plots are just wall to wall. I mean, this one's going to have a little bit of an alleyway between them, but they're going to look so good once they're all upgraded. It's going to look incredible. I think you're going to get upgraded as well, just because I can. And I think some of these ones across the street, if I can upgrade you guys as well, I mean, you can even be expanded still, so we're going to do that. In fact, any of you that aren't currently expanded are going to get a little bit of love, I think, just to keep things good. I can't upgrade you because I don't have the timber, but that's all right. We've got 6 unassigned families right now, so that'll help the, oh, look at these. Have I got 2 brewer? Wait. How did I get, wait, one of you's a cobbler, right? How did I end up with 2 breweries? Did I do that on purpose? Did I forget that I had already built? Huh. All right. I might need to look into that, because one of you is definitely not, one of you definitely doesn't need to be a brewery. What are you supposed to be right now? In fact, I don't think I can change what you are. So you know what? We've got 2 breweries. That's totally fine. Let's go ahead into basic armor making, because that's going to be exciting. Let's upgrade you. And I guess that's going to be our armorer. My accent was not made for that word. This is where we're going to make the armor. All right. That's what this is going to be. Yeah, that's what that's going to be. Let's upgrade you as well while we're at it. What do we need for the next level? Actually, that's probably the best question to be asking here. Once the saving's done, we are going to need 10 level 3 burgage plots. Ooh, that's going to take a little while, but that'll be all right. We will absolutely get there. This one can't be upgraded because we don't have the timber. It does seem like timber's holding us back. So let's get another person into that logging camp just to keep us good. Trees are sort of being planted down here. I have a big planting area for the foresters to work in just to see how they go. And we'll hopefully get this space filled out. We're also a little bit low on money right now, which I don't love. But I have to wonder, is that maybe because the bloomery isn't really doing all that much? It's kind of difficult to tell. I'm not gonna lie. That's the tavern. I keep clicking on the tavern instead of this guy. We are exporting this, or we should be. We're maybe just not exporting all that much of it. So let's get a couple more people into the trading post and see if they can bring things in a little bit quicker. We'll see how that plays out for us. You are going to be swapped out for an armorer's workshop because that's quite important to me. And then again, like I said, hopefully we can start to export that instead of just the iron slabs themselves. Either way, this looks great. This looks absolutely, this is exactly what I was hoping this space would look like. We got the little market right here. We got all the houses right here. It looks amazing. And we're also dealing with some invaders who happen to be, oh, they're right next to Nerdenfell. Okay. Good luck. Good luck to them is all I've really got to say there. Unfortunately, I still can't rally my troops exactly where I'd want them to be. So the troops are going to go there. And then I'll send them over to deal with the invaders, who are probably going to burn some things down, to be completely honest. God, the game, it's really struggling, man. There we go. Wait, is it good? Yeah, there we go. So they're all coming together. I don't know where my troops happen to be right now, but you guys need to go all the way over there, if you wouldn't mind. So away you go, figure it out. I don't know where the enemy got to. I think they're coming through my fields here, yeah. So who are you guys? Oh, the Lord's Guards right here. That's good. That should keep us all right. We get some more of my troops hopefully showing up. No? Oh, there we go. All right, the archers are here. Archers, go ahead and stand right there for me and just start shooting if you wouldn't mind. Or don't. It's fine too. It's really struggling, man. It's really struggling. All of my guys are spread out everywhere. Good Lord. Oh God, the game did not like me zooming out either. Let's just line up a little bit, if you wouldn't mind, fellas. Just go ahead and deal with them. What have we got going on? We have a lot going on right now. I don't like the fact that my archers are dealing with these two groups on their own. That's not good. Let's see. You guys deal with that group. You guys deal with that group. You archers can deal. Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be okay. Really, what I could do is stop running the game at like 3 times normal speed, but I'm gonna be honest, at this stage, I don't know if it makes a difference. It probably does, but I'm impatient, so what can I say? Either way, I think we won. Hold on, enemy unit spot. Oh, it was this guy. All right, so there we go. We've dealt with them. I think we're good to go ahead and just disband everybody and get them back to their civilian lives, and we can go back to Goldoff and not worry about it. Oh, now this is interesting. It turns out the armorer's shop is a 1-to-1 iron slab to helmets, so that's pretty good. If I want to, I can go to the trading post and I can say, let's go to military. Let's look at helmets. We can afford the trade route just about. We're going to be left with 1 gold, but I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to export all of them. We're not interested in a surplus here right now. I kind of need the money. So we're going to export basically all of the helmets that we possibly can. And beyond that, I don't even know what we would want to do. I mean, we can't create more militia units right now. I don't know. I think the footmen might need helmets. The polearm militia might need helmets. I don't really know who needs them. I don't really know if I care about who needs them, to be brutally honest with you. So I just kind of want the money. That's sort of where I'm at with Goldoff right now, is I kind of just want the money. So we'll let them sort of do their thing and we'll figure it out. I have a really cool looking main street here that I'm very happy about. So anything beyond this point is just a bonus as far as I'm concerned. This is what I was looking for. It looks so good. Oh, now this was unexpected. We've managed to level the settlement up again because I've just been going kind of crazy upgrading all of these guys. And I mean, look at this. Can you blame me? I mean, oh, look at that view. That right there is unreasonably good looking. That's beautiful, man. That's such a good looking view straight down through. I'm really pleased with that. Never mind the guy moonwalking, by the way, just, you know, other than that, it's amazing. And her just gliding. It's really falling apart, man, but it looks great while it does it. Anyway, when it comes to development, I am doing a little bit of reading here. And basically, the mail armor can be used to equip citizens of Burgage plot level 3 and above, apparently, which is interesting. That implies that one day there will be level 4 and beyond. And then this master armor making is only for people at my manor, which makes me think, if I was to build another manor, would I get another group of soldiers? That would be kind of cool. We might have to try that. I am going to get this. And then I think, oh wow, I need just more plots in general. Good Lord. I think I might reconsider going for master armor making because I did just spend money to upgrade my what was it, the Lord's Guard? Which then begs the question, what would I go for instead? Because I mean, we're not doing farming here. There's no point going for the heavy plow because we can't get to bakeries. I guess trapping might be worthwhile. I guess we just go straight for master armor making and we can just sell it. I think that's maybe the angle that we go for. And then looking here, it's 2-to-1 on this. Now that's really interesting. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the bloomery and max that out so that we always have people there. This deep mine is maxed out. This charcoal kiln I'm going to max out as well because I think that's a good idea. This guy is maxed out. There's not a lot left down here though, so those guys will be freed up to work elsewhere at some point. We do obviously have space for 75 families, so we're doing okay on that particular front. We also only have one space left at this market, which is kind of exciting. I'm not gonna lie. I like the idea of moving down to here and getting some markets into that little space. And then we can get a few of them up in here as well. So it'll be nice to start spreading that out a little bit because I might be able to upgrade these guys to level 2. I'm not expecting them to go to level 3, but level 2 will be pretty good. And I'm kind of willing to go with level 2 on those. So we'll see how that goes. There we go. We got another firewood stall. So down here, we should eventually see something build. What I'm also realizing is that I don't think I have work for these other families that are coming in. I mean, yes, the granary, for example, and the storehouse, we can put people in there. And I guess we will put them in the granary, but we don't need a bunch of people working in the stables. We don't need more people in the tavern currently. We don't really need more people in the trading post. So, well, yeah, we might be in a tricky spot. We might end up with more people than we have jobs, which I don't know that I've been in that situation in Manor Lords yet. That's definitely an interesting spot to be in. Although going around and looking at these, we've got 2 more spots in there. We got 1 more spot in there. These guys, I think, are both full. You're full. We have the church as well. So yeah, we aren't going to end up with more people than we have jobs, but definitely an interesting spot to be in. Regardless, we'll be fine. We're up to 14 months of food now. So I'm not thinking we're going to starve to death. I should probably stop saying the words starve to death because I'm sure we're going to be fine. I'm okay. There's a little part of me that's worried. A teeny tiny little part of me is worried. The rest of me is fine. Oh, now this is interesting. We're starting to see the pantries of these guys down here fill up, which means that we're starting to get even more apples out of these, which we absolutely are. 344 apples surplus right now. That's pretty big. We have this little market doing work, which also means that I think I can go through and upgrade all of these guys to be level 2 burgage plots, which I'm absolutely here for. 100% I am happy to upgrade those guys. Can I upgrade you? No, because you don't have food, which is a bit of a weird one, to be honest. I mean, these guys out here seem to be able to be upgraded to, at least these guys can go to level 2 at the very least, which I'm perfectly willing to do. Just this one here doesn't have enough food, which I guess is, that's a them problem, really. That's less a me problem, more a them problem. Now, interestingly, we do now have 75 families, which is actually really good news because I did go ahead and build another logging camp down here and I did fill it out. I did get another forester's hut and filled that out as well. So that leaves me with 3 unassigned workers, which I'm kind of okay with. I do have my foresters filling in this space up here right now, which I know is completely unnecessary, but that's what I'm doing because it's just how I am. It's just what I want them to do. And I think what I'm also going to do is have my foresters start to fill out this space as well. So just that entire area can be worked on and filled in with trees because I think it'll look good. And I suppose now is the time that we're going to start looking at getting more burgage plots because now we can start to get more vegetables. So we're going to go in here and I'm basically just going to fill out this entire, apparently, no, I'm not. Okay. We'll fill out, I don't know, this space. I don't want to do the entire thing because it does get a little bit weird. Can I go from here to there instead? In fact, let's just, is that going to work? So that works. And now I guess the question is, do I want to do this in such a way that, well, do I want to do the smaller plots out here? I suppose I probably do, because I have been complaining this entire time about the slightly larger plots potentially being an issue. So we'll do the smaller plots here. And then let's see if it's going to let me do not enough goods. Oh, we don't have enough timber. That shouldn't be a problem. We should, there we go. That's more than enough. And yeah, we'll just do this again. So that'll be a bunch more burgage plots. That'll be a bunch of people to go ahead and start working in some vegetable gardens, which admittedly the vegetable gardens could be a little bit bigger, but it's not the end of the world. We will absolutely manage. Although I'm also thinking that, yes, we're going to have this little market up here. It might not be a bad idea to just go in here and sort of lay out another space for another market, and also potentially just some more commodities. We might want more storage in here. I don't really know what we're going to want exactly, but I think doing this and kind of giving us this open space is going to be a good idea. I think maybe a little market like this would be a bit of an idea. That's going to be 25. That's a lot. That's way too much. We don't need that much at all. Let's go like this instead, and even 15 is probably a bit much in terms of stalls, but that's what we're going to go for. And then I suppose behind that, I could do, I don't know, a granary? I don't know if we need another granary. We're going to need another storehouse soon enough, though, so that's actually what I think I'm going to try and build, if there is enough room for it, which it looks like there will be. So a little storehouse right back here. We can go for that spot right about there, and that should be absolutely fantastic. We can do our burgage plots. Oh my god, the camera. Not only is the game just bouncing all over the place, it's just starting to run terribly. We can fill this space in with burgage plots, though, and that'll be great. So let's try and get this all built, and let's hope that the game doesn't crash again. So something I'm noticing is that our food variety sucks. We have a lot of vegetables, we have a lot of apples, but we don't have meat, we don't have berries, we obviously don't have bread, and we also don't have eggs. Now, something else that sucks is our, our clothing variety, because we have a decent number of hides, we don't have that much leather, and what leather we do make is going straight into shoes, of which we have 382. So I think we need to look at changing some things up a little bit. I'm kind of wondering if I can maybe export shoes. No, I need a trade route, which means I need a 240 gold. Long story short, I've decided to get a few more burgage plots with goats in the back, and I think it might not be a bad idea to get another couple of people working in that tannery to make a bit more leather, so that the clothing variety hopefully does go up a little bit. And then I think the rest of these burgage plots, to be completely honest with you, I'd like to get chickens. At least these 4 that are going up right here. I don't know what I'm going to do with these ones just yet, but I think chickens are going to be the way to go to make sure that we do have that food variety. At least we'll have 3 types of food if we can start maxing out the eggs the way we've done in pretty much every other settlement that we have. So that's the goal. Whether or not I end up with the money to do that is, well, we're going to find out, but at the very least, we did just build a clothing stall down here, which means this little market is now full. It's hopefully going to provide a bit of variety to this guy as well, which means that in theory, these guys could get to level 3. I'm probably not going to upgrade them, but it also means that this little market is starting to fill out. It's got 3 locations. Once that's full, this one will start to fill out. So we'll hopefully start to spread things out kind of nicely and find ourselves in a pretty decent spot soon enough. I just happen to need a lot of money to get a lot of chickens, and I don't have a lot of money right now for a lot of reasons. You know, I hadn't considered planting anything out here at all at any point, but I've just noticed that we do have wheat fertility. Not a lot of wheat fertility. It's not amazing. We have pretty good rye fertility, annoyingly. But I might go back on what I said about not doing any farming in this space, because reasonably we could. We have got the fertility for it, and we do have the people for it. We have room for 92 families. We currently have 81 families, so we have room for another 11 families to come in here. So we have plenty of space to get a few fields and a decent few farmers. So I think that's maybe what I'm going to do. And I also really wish I could see fertility whilst also placing roads. I always forget that I can't do that. So Emma fertility, I mean, basically we have a good bit in there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring some roads out. I mean, do we have any around the church? Do I want to do that again? Do I want to put some fields? No. Okay, so we're not going to be doing the church. We just have this space. We have this space as well. I mean, maybe we use that area and don't have it right next to the town. We have this little space up here as well. We could play around with that and just have a couple of small pockets of farming. I guess down here as well. I guess, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to double up this road and I'm going to try and have some really dense trees sort of just along this or between these sets of roads. So I'm going to do that and that'll be just fine. And then on the inside of that, we do have some fertility, which is great. And I think what I'm also going to do is a nice sort of straight section of road right here and a nice sort of straight section of road right here. And that's going to sort of curve down to about there. And I'm basically going to have just these giant tree lines that are going to block off the fields. And I think that'll be a way to sort of divide everything, which I know I don't need to do, but I like the idea of doing that. I like the idea that the fields are going to be sort of separate to the town. It just feels right, I guess, is what I'm thinking. So we'll do something like this. We'll bring this kind of down to, I guess about there should be fine. I don't know what fertility looks like in that space, but it's actually pretty good, which is what I'm looking for. Although maybe it would be a better idea to sort of just do this road first and have this be our sort of edge to the fields. That I think that's the better call. So we'll do this guy. We'll bring it up this way, connect it like that, get rid of this one and get rid of this one. And then sort of come off of about here instead. And that'll kind of act as our tree line between the farms and the town, I think. That's assuming this works. That's assuming I can make this work the way I want it to, which I think I can. But that seems like a good space. I just need to find the end of this road, which is very tricky to do. But it is in here, I think. That's the end of the road right there. Yep. Okay, so you are going to go down like this. And now let me look at the fertility in that space and see what I'm working with. So we have all of this, which is good. Let me try and outline that as well. So it was roughly here and it kind of roughly went this way, which I'm okay with. So I can make that work as well. So those guys both connect right about there. We can kind of connect them together like this, right about there. And that can just be a bunch of farms. It's going to take away a lot of the trees, but that's fine. We can maybe continue this section of road out as well. So you're going to come through here and then cut over to the right a little bit. And then we can have you cut over to the left, something like that. And yeah, this entire space in here can just be farms, I think, assuming the fertility is there, which it absolutely is. Okay. I might be onto something here. I might not be, but I might be onto something here. So let's take a look at what I can do with some fields in here. Now they're going to be a little bit larger than I was expecting, but that is going to be one. Then over here is going to be field the second, which is 2.4 Morgan. That's completely fine. This is going to be our third field. Now this one's going to be slightly trickier to figure out, but we're going to get there. So you go around like this and you go down to that corner, which is absolutely perfect. 3 Morgan exactly. This one should be a little bit simpler. You go to all around that way. And apparently I can't do that one, which is slightly concerning. I don't like that. So I can do this if I really wanted to. I don't want to, but I could do that. I hate that. I'm not going to lie. Absolutely hate that. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get myself a farmhouse and it can maybe live in this corner because we are going to need a farmhouse anyway. So a farmhouse right about there should be fine. We are also going to be needing... Oh, we're going to have to use communal ovens for this. I'm not going to like that. But we are going to need a windmill, which I don't think I'm going to put out here. I think the windmill is going to go in town somewhere, but that'll be all right. Can I now get my field? Is it now going to behave? That's kind of the real question here. So we want to go to this spot, and like this, and yeah, I can do that. So that's what we're gonna do, and that's gonna be our farms. I don't like this sharp corner down here, but I do like the idea that I can surround them with trees and make it look cool. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move this work area to be right about here for now, because we do have a woodcutter's lodge. If anything, we could probably do with another forester, but for now, this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna move this one, so they're working here. Move this one down to sort of this space to start filling in that corner. And then, yeah, we probably will get another woodcutter, but for now, this will be fine. This will hopefully work. And then what I think we'll do is just say wheat this year into fallow and fallow. We'll do wheat next year into fallow. We'll do wheat the year after into fallow, and we'll sort of cycle around that way. So wheat, and then second year is wheat. So we'll cycle them through like that. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna have to deal with some droughts, which is gonna be a bit of a pain, but that's all right. It's not the end of the world. We do have 11 people that are unassigned though, so I think I might have to get myself a forester. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna get one just for the aesthetic, just another one for the aesthetics, really. I was gonna try and claim that I've only had one for the aesthetics, but no, this is gonna be the second one. So let's get you. I don't know where to put you, to be honest. I guess in here is probably the best spot for it. So right about there should be fine. We'll make it a nice top priority so it gets built quickly. We'll get some people working there, and then those guys are gonna be responsible for getting all my trees around my farms. And I hope it looks good. That's the hope. I hope it looks good. Now, I will say, I don't know if this one farmhouse is going to be enough to work all of these fields. We do have it full, which is great. And I think we will have enough people moving in to fill another one if I need to. But I'm hoping that I'm not going to need to. I've also decided to build 2 windmills down here just because they're out of the way, and I think that's going to be for the best. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is go to this logging camp, and I'm going to move the work area to this space just to clear out all of the trees around the windmills so that hopefully they work as good as they possibly can. And then I think the communal oven, I mean, we're going to need one somewhere, is going to be up here. I think this is probably the best place for it, just right next to all these guys. We'll do one. And honestly, we'll just do 2 of them because, I mean, I don't know that we're going to need 2 of them. I don't know that we're ever going to need 2 communal ovens, but it's what we're going to do, and it'll be fine. Now, you guys, you can't level up because I don't have the wealth for it, which is unfortunate because if I can get 3 more level 3 plots, we will level up again, which would be really nice. I'm not going to lie. And I mean, the thing is, I now have a decision to make. I think this is my last level up. Yeah, this will be my 6th. So I could stick to my guns and get master armor making, or I could get the heavy plow. Now, I can't get bakeries, I can't get fertilizer, I can't get rye or irrigation, but I could make the farmhouses more efficient versus master armor making, which, I mean, right now we are, well, you know what I could do? You know what I could do? And I'm just thinking, barley is not crazy fertile around here, but it's not fertile, right? So why don't we do a little bit of barley? Just a little bit, just here and there, a little bit of barley. And that'll mean that there's some years we don't need to import it. And if we can save the money on barley, we might be able to get the trade route to export the mail armor. And I mean, the plate armor, was the plate armor the same price? Let me have a look here. I'm trying to persuade myself. So plate armor exports for 8. Mail armor exports for 8. Okay. So here's my other thinking. So helmets export for 6, right? And the difference between the profits in mail armor and helmets is 2. But mail armor takes twice the resources of helmets, and we already have the helmets trade route. So I am considering abandoning my idea of making armor. And I think we stick with I think we just double the helmets production. I think we just export a bunch of those. And I think we're going to be fine. I think that's what we do. Because we're not exporting the mail armor anyway. We could get that trade route. And I guess when we have some money somewhere down the line, we can still get that trade route. But I think... Oh, I don't know. I did kind of not convince myself, not promise myself, but I was really thinking I was going to go for master armor making, but I don't think there's any point. I don't think we need it right now because it is basically to upgrade it's to upgrade your own soldiers. And I have enough money in my treasury to just buy the armor upgrades anyway. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's the angle that we're going to go for here is once we have the money, we're going to upgrade 3 more plots. We're going to get the better farmhouse, and that's the angle. That's what we do. I think the other thing that I forgot to consider, just looking back on these burgage plots, is that so burgage plot level 3 from level 2 doubles the number of families in a single plot. So if you have 1 family in a level 2, you will go to 2 families in a level 3. If you have 2 families in a level 2, you go to 4 in a level 3 burgage plot. So that would explain how the population has grown in the way that it has with a relatively small settlement. That would explain a lot, actually. I really should have paid more attention to how the game works. It's not like I've put more hours into this in the past couple of weeks than I really should have. But yeah, I really should have been paying more attention to how Manor Lords works. It's not that I haven't been. It's just that I got a little bit carried away in some of my dumb ideas, and honestly, I don't think I'm gonna bother. I mean, I really like doubling them up like this. I think it looks great, but I don't know that I would try this again. I just don't know that I would try this again. It doesn't seem like it was worth it. I mean, it's not like it's, you know, fallen apart, but it just doesn't seem like it was worthwhile. And there we go. Goldhoff has reached its final level, and I am, oh, you know what I could also do? Now, this is something that's just hit me. I was really going to lean into heavy plows, but if I was to go to trade logistics, that is going to make it so much easier for me to get more trade routes. But I suppose the hope would be that we're not going to be importing barley for much longer, so this will become irrelevant because we'll make enough money to afford whatever trade routes we want the way we have in the other 2 settlements. So I'm going for heavy plows before I convince myself not to. I don't know if that's a good idea. I have no idea, but it's what we're going to do. We're going to get this guy. And just because I can, because I'm flexing a little bit, I've decided to upgrade these guys just because it let me. I have the option to do it. Some of these guys don't have tavern supplies, unfortunately, but that's okay. And I was actually thinking about that. It'd be really interesting if you could make cider out of the apples. That's something I'd really like to see, because right now it's just barley for ale, but if you could make cider from apples, that might be, I think, be a really interesting thing to do. And maybe cider, maybe, I don't know if they'd prefer cider because you have to unlock the orchards first, so maybe cider is a little bit more efficient or something like that, or it satisfies their needs a little bit more. I don't know what way you do it, but I think making cider from the apples would be, I think that'd be really cool. I think it'd be a really, really interesting thing to do. Have it be both a source of food and also a commodity. So something I've noticed is that we have 617 pairs of shoes. So I managed to save enough money to get a commodities trade route for shoes. And now we're going to export anything over 100 in surplus, which is 8 gold per pair of shoes, which means that in theory, Goldhoff should find itself kind of wealthy. And that should put us in a really good place, which makes me happy because as much as I've just done that and I'm curious to see how things go and I'm curious to share that, I think that's going to do us for now. and for this series. Now, I've mentioned a couple of times that I'm not, oh, that was a lot of money. There we go. Immediately 259 regional wealth from, I'm assuming, shoes. Yeah. So long story short, I'm not saying that we're done with Manor Lords for months and months and until next year or anything like that, the way we do with some games. I want to come back to this in a week or two's time on the build of the game that everyone else is playing, because as I've said 100 times over, I'm playing on a different build, which is balanced differently. Archers are better in my build than they are in the main build right now. So I want to play the version that everyone else is playing and see what the differences are. I want to see if I can build this. I want to see if I can build something like Nerdenfeld again, to be quite honest with you. And I'm also looking forward to the game not running quite as badly as it does right now, because Nerdenfeld has 922 people. We have 318 and growing in Goldoff, and down here in Eichenhau? Is Eichenhau? Yeah, that's like the first time I've tried to pronounce that. I'm gonna say that's pretty raw. That's correct. They're not happy here, admittedly. Their food supply sucks, which isn't great. But other than that, other than the fact that the storehouses, wow, there's a lot of people not working here. Huh. That's something. I mean, we could do some storehouses, I guess. I don't know that we necessarily need them, but we could get some storehouses in here, I suppose. Regardless, this place is doing really well. It's almost 40,000 regional wealth. It's got plenty of supplies. Nerdenfeld, 228,000 with actually less fuel supplies than it once had, which is curious. I'm really curious about why that's happened. Maybe something burnt down and didn't get rebuilt. I don't really know. But regardless, I think we're in a good place. I think I've done enough with this version of Manor Lords. What I'd like to do is come back in hard mode, whatever that might look like, and I'd like to try and take over an entire map, I think. I'm pretty sure I could do it. I mean, if I really wanted to, I'm not going to, because we'll make it the goal of the next series or whatever that goal might be. I could just send my guys to take over these territories. We could. Do I want to do that? I could. Okay. So the enemy unit has been spotted over here. Now, are they going to try and destroy my territory, or are they just passing through? It looks like they're just passing through, which is good, because I'd be really annoyed if they went for my existing territory. Now, what that means is, because the battle is going to take place here, I am going to try and press an advantage by setting up ahead of time before they get here. Because again, it sort of looks like they're just passing through, which is great. So I'll just set my guys up here. I'll try and set my archers up to be able to just sort of, you know, fire on them, and we'll hope for the best, really, is what we're going to do. So my archers are going to be, I'm going to say here for one. And I'm going to say, we'll move the other ones back a little bit just to get them out of the way. And then you guys, except for the archers, again, except for the archers, I kind of want you to be positioned here so that I have you guys kind of nicely lined up. And then my archers, again, can sort of move forwards. These guys can move forward a little bit. And the enemy unit was spotted. The enemy unit is taking its sweet time getting through here, which is interesting. But that's all right. Oh, I can't surrender. Interesting. Those are some cool options, though. Change the battlefield location, use King's Favor. That's pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to need to do that, but that is pretty cool that we can do that. All right, so enemy archers look to be pushing the flank right now, which might be bad for me. We have these guys coming up the middle, which I'm hoping is going to be good for me, because I'm hoping my archers can maybe help take out this group of brigands before the enemy gets too close. Not 100% sure that's going to be the case, but my archers have started firing, which is good. My other archers are firing too. We haven't really done any damage to them yet, though, which is a little bit unfortunate. But here's hoping. And now we're going to switch you over to shoot at will. And that's done a little bit more damage, which is great news. So let's just have you guys focus on this group here. Let's have you guys charge that group before they get to my archers and hopefully take some of the damage. You guys are going to push towards, in fact, both of you are going to push that group before they get to my archers. And then you are going to go hunt their archers, because that's kind of what I need you to be doing before their archers give me too much trouble. Now, we're fighting two of their groups here. I don't like that. We're doing some damage over there, though, which is fine. Let me move my archers back a little bit here to see if we can't maybe do some damage from a bit of a distance and keep things nice and safe, which doesn't look like we're doing, unfortunately. Now, they do have, or they used to have, some kind of option to just shoot and not worry about friendly fire, but apparently that's not a thing anymore. So let's just have you open fire on those guys, if you would, and we'll see how that plays out. Over here is going all right, so I'm going to pull you guys back as well. I don't know where their archers have gone. Their archers are all the way down there. That's worrying. Let's see. Enemy units spotted where? What are we looking at here? We're looking up here? Where is that? That's two of their groups over... Wait, are they... They're attacking me from multiple directions. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Might have... Okay, so I broke that group of them. That's fine. Let me... I really might have bitten off more than I can chew here. There's a definite possibility that I have made a terrible, terrible mistake. But we are going to find out. Here's what we're going to do. So we broke that group of them. That's great. Focus on that one. You focus on that one. You guys... Oh, man. We might be in a bad place. If they've got two more groups of archers coming from down there, that is really, really bad for us. That is really, really bad for us. Let's have these archers... I don't know where they're going to be coming from, unfortunately. So let me just position these archers here for now. And I did break that other group of them, which is great. I've got these groups over here in a bit of a fight right now. I did break their archers there as well, and I just won. Oh, all right. Are they running away, or what are they doing? What are you guys doing? Where do you think you're going? I'm hoping that another ruler's army was sighted. Yeah, I know it was. I'm hoping that means that these guys are leaving. I'm gonna send my guys down just to see if we can't maybe deal with that. And if they try to attack me, then I'm gonna know that we're not on good terms. I don't imagine they're gonna try to attack me though. Doesn't look like it. It looks like they are just sort of leaving, which is what I was hoping they were gonna do. They're not turning to fight, so that's good. So I think what I'm going to do now is claim another regen with influence, because I might as well. My guys are a little bit injured right now, which isn't ideal, but I'm pretty sure that we'll survive. And now the battle for here, which, I mean, we're not going to be giving in. My claims are non-negotiable. Thank you very much. The battle for this place is going to be where exactly? Right here? Okay. I don't know where the enemy's going to be coming from, which is definitely going to make things a bit tricky. Enemies spotted. Where have they been spotted? They've been spotted down here. Okay, so they're coming from that direction, which gives us a pretty open field to play around in. So I'm kind of okay with that. We'll move my guys here. We'll move the Lord's Guard up here as well as quickly as we can possibly get them. I'm hoping that, once again, they're not going to be attacking anything that's not related to the battle, which is fair enough and for the best. I just need my guys to be lined up and ready to do what we did last time. Basically, we're going to lure them in, we're going to get them with the archers, we're going to take them out, and everything's going to be good. And so the battle for Selbitz begins. We have two groups of enemy archers that seem to be just charging straight for us, which honestly, I'm kind of okay with that, because what I can potentially do is just, you know, have my archers deal with them, and then it looks like they were sort of reconsidering there, but I don't think they're actually going to. I think they're just going to push straight through. And the second they get into attack range, what I'm going to hope to do, I don't know what they're doing in terms of formation either. It's a little bit weird, but my hope is that we are going to... I'm going to try and push forward with the archers. I know that might be a bit of a weird one, but we're going to give that a shot. And they are now in range, which is good. They're not in range of the second group, though. So the second group of archers, I'm going to move you guys over here so that we can get both their groups of archers with both of my groups of archers. My archers are injured as well, which is bad. But what I can do is send these guys down to try and deal with their archers. Send you guys to deal with that group of archers. And we'll keep one of my groups back. And it doesn't look like that's worked, unfortunately. Their archers are choosing to run away. So we'll bring my guys back and try and lure their archers in and see how that goes. Not really sure where the rest of this guy's troops might be, or if there are any. Definitely a little bit curious about that one. Can you guys retreat? Quit charging at the archers. You're just going to get shot. And that's really not going to do you any good. Also, you guys, if you wouldn't mind just shooting at those, that would definitely be good for us. Can I get both of you to focus that group? If I just focus one group at a time, can I just tear them apart really quickly? Oh no, they are tearing me apart, unfortunately. I need you guys to push that group of archers so that we take the pressure off of mine, because we are getting lit up pretty badly right now. So if I can get them to back off, that should let my groups of archers deal with that enemy group of archers, which unfortunately, yeah, it's not going well. I need you guys to push there. I just need the enemy archers to back off, I think, because my guys are having a really hard time. And I don't know that we're going to do too well with that. So you just attack there. You guys keep pushing that way. I don't know where any of the rest of this guy's troops might be. I don't know if he's sent any more. He's not done any damage to my towns. So this might just be it. It might just be two groups of archers, which honestly, fair enough. We're also catching those guys, which is great. We don't look to be catching those guys. So let me send the... Oh, no, there we go. We caught them and we broke them. Okay, so that's great. You guys group up there. You guys go and okay, we broke those archers too and we won. Okay, well, that's good. The only problem is that my archers are in a bad way. So let me grab all of you and we're going to send you back to Nerdenfeld. They can disband in Nerdenfeld for a bit and then we'll take over that last territory. And I think that means that I win. So the game crashed after I won this battle, but I have just won it again, and it went better this time than it did the last time. So I'm just going to send my troops straight over here, and we're just going to try and take this territory pretty much immediately. So we'll zoom out as we usually do. Oh, please tell me it hasn't crashed again. No, we're good. Can I zoom out to the map, please? No, it's not. It doesn't want to let me. Sometimes it really... There we go. That's what I'm looking for. You claim with influence, and let's see if we can just take over the entire map here. So all of you, I need every single one of you to line up right about there, and we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna figure out where the battle is gonna be, hopefully in an open area and not the forest, because if it's in the forest that might be a problem, but we'll figure it out is what we'll do, and we'll see if the game wants to... Oh my god. Ooh, okay, he's actually sending some troops this time, which is a bit of a worry. The battlefield is interestingly here. Now that could kind of... Oh, please tell me it hasn't crashed. That could kind of play nicely for me if I line my guys kind of by this tree line. Maybe? I don't know if having me out in the open works. I know there are advantages. Like if I put my archers like in the tree line, is that better cover for them? Is that how that works? Let's find out. Let's move them in there and see what happens. Move you guys to there. You guys go there. You guys go there. And you guys are useless. You can go there. Now, if I look at my archers, we can see... So there's cohesion. They're fatigued. That's not good. You guys are... experienced, which is good, but it doesn't seem like there's any real advantage to being in the tree line. You guys are climbing currently, you're fatigued. Yeah. So basically, oh, this is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough. Let's figure out how I want to do this. Let me move you guys back a little bit to about there. Move these archers. I don't want them shooting uphill. That's the problem. But if I can maybe put my archers like on the river and hope that the enemy kind of, you know, gets absolutely stomped by the flank. That's kind of the hope anyway. We'll put some archers here as well. You guys have finally made it in as well, which is great. So put you guys here. And let's just see what happens. So they're probably going to send their archers towards the tree line, which it looks like their archers are going to be the first lot that get here. That has me a little bit worried. I don't like that. So let me get both of my groups of archers to focus that one. And let's see if we can't take them out. Let me also send a single group of militia in. Oh, there it is. My archers getting absolutely annihilated right now. Let's take out their Lord's Guard or equivalent. Let's see if we can do that. My archers are getting absolutely destroyed here. Let's fall back a little bit and be careful about this. Let's try and lure them into a trap is kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know if I'm going to get that luxury though. Maybe I just go all out and try to just take out individual groups with numbers. Let's go for this group up here. And then let's get my archers just to focus that one group of archers and see what happens. We're just going to go for it and figure it out. I don't like that my guys are getting absolutely destroyed down here, but we'll hope for the best. You guys go there, please. Try and take out their guard thing, whatever it's called. You guys need to fight that group or that group, either or. We are getting absolutely surrounded here. This is bad. This is really, really bad. It's a really, really bad place to be. You guys take out that group, we'll hopefully be okay. You guys take out that group, and then my archers are going to get destroyed. So we are probably going to lose my archers, which is a really bad way to be. These guys getting annihilated by the archers in the trees as well. Let's see if we can't break off and deal with this group instead before I completely lose my archers. I don't think I'm going to get that luxury either. But that's all right. This will be the first time we've lost a unit, which sucks, but it happens. Not really sure what's going on in here. It's kind of hard to get a good look at it. I'm losing my archers, which is bad. Let's fall back a little bit with those and see if we can't have them provide some covering fire. So just sit there and we'll switch you to shoot at will. My guys are not doing amazing in here, unfortunately. Can I get my archers to focus on that guard? Is that going to be a thing we can do? And then over here, we're also sort of getting annihilated. Let's try and take them out. And then their other group of archers is up there causing trouble as well. That's really, really bad for us. That puts us in a really, really bad place. Can I break off of that fight and get down here? It doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Oh, no, we've just pulled more of them in. Okay. Yeah, we're in a really bad way here. We are in a really, really bad way here. We are not doing anywhere near as much damage to their groups as I'd like. We are sort of doing damage though. What if I focus their spearmen? Can I get their spearmen to break? I think we're about to. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad. I really need you guys to not focus those spearmen right now because these archers might be exactly what we need. There we go. So we broke the spearmen or killed them, either or. Now we'll come down and deal with this group. And we should be able to deal with them quite nicely. I can pull my archers back, which is what we need to do. Need the archers to be nice and safe. And that'll hopefully let us take those guys out, which we are doing. Up here, we are horribly outnumbered and dying pretty quickly. So let's try bringing those guys down here. I doubt they're going to be able to break out, unfortunately. But we might be able to pull this off if I can protect my archers. I think we can do this. If we can break this group, which we did. Archers, I need you to go up here. So archers up there. You guys go and take out that group. We might be able to pull this off. This is the fight. This is the final chance we've got of doing this. Oh, we just lost two groups. Okay. We're badly outnumbered now. We are in a bad way. They have full strength in these groups as well, which is really bad news for us. Okay, archers, focus here. Actually, you know what? Focus that group instead. Let's try and keep them back. If we can have my archers take them out, that would be kind of great, which it looks like we're doing. Their other group of archers is pushing the flank now, though, which is a problem. I'm going to focus this group until they're gone, which they are now gone. What can I do here? I could push the flank, which I think is probably the best bet. So we'll push up there and see if we can't maybe take out the enemy from this side, which again, it kind of looks like we did. Okay. No, we did just break both of them. These ones are still here, unfortunately. That's still there. That's their group of archers, which is full strength right now. But we are pushing them back. My group of archers is doing okay. They're not doing so good, but as long as we keep pressuring these guys, we're going to be fine. I think. We're still in the battlefield, so that's all right. And then down here, we're dealing with them. They're dropping like flies, which is good. They are pushing uphill though, which is a bit of a worry, but I think we've probably got this. As long as we can keep pushing their archers back and actually get them dealt with. I'm pretty sure. Oh, did we break them? We did. Now, does this mean that I won? I think. Yeah, okay. The graphics are loading a little bit weird, but I've never seen this before. I've never like beat a campaign in Manor Lords. This is, that was pretty cool. Days passed, 14,455, 1,572 construction, endgame population, 1,639, challenges won 4, lost 0, killed 2,622 enemies, lost 239 soldiers, lost 257 villagers. Expect more cool data here in the future. You know what? We could continue playing in sandbox mode. We're going to finish the game, and that is Manor Lords. At least that's a campaign of Manor Lords on an early access build that came out before the game hit early access. I'm really, really pleased with how that went. It was a little buggy. It was a little slow towards the end, but we're going to leave it there. We're going to come back in a week or two. We're going to play in a harder difficulty, and we're going to see what we can do. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.